Okay. So it says under my name, I'm Steve Levinson. I'm the chair of this project. And just a couple of quick comments. I would love to meet all of you personally. However, because of COVID, we didn't bring everybody to the gallery. I got
Getting a feedback.
I'm getting a feedback.
Somebody might have two devices going at the same time. That often is a
Would
problem.
everybody mute themselves, please?
You can mute everybody, Steve.
I can.
I think you did it. Yep, we're all muted. Oh, I'm not muted.
Okay, I don't hear feedback now. Okay, good. All right, so anyway, I would have liked to have met each of you and had an opening at the gallery where we could announce the winners. The feeling was to have a normal number of people that come to an opening, plus possibly 40 to 50 additional photographers. With COVID, we just felt was uncomfortable. So we're going to announce all the winners tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to have our normal opening. It will no longer provide enough food for dinner, but it'll be a nice social gathering. So I'd ask each of you to come if you can. What we're going to do is, first of all, we want to thank our sponsors and give them an opportunity to comment. And as of now, I think we only have one sponsor who's had the ability to come in on this call. So anyway, I'd like to thank the major sponsors for the event: Archival Methods, Lumiere, and Adobe. And I'd like to give Dennis Inch a minute or two, who's the head of Archival Methods, to make a few comments.
Sure, Steve. I had an opportunity to view the exhibition when I dropped off some promotional material. And it's a difficult task putting together a group show. And I compliment everyone at Image City for doing a great job. And obviously, the quality of the work really stands for itself. It's a very good representation of a diverse group of photographs. And we're proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. And again, we're very pleased with your support and our other sponsors' support. Before we get into the meat of the discussion, I would like to just thank some additional people. The Neighborhood of the Arts, 8 members of the Neighborhood of the Arts gave donations in support of this show. And each one of the finalists will receive a randomly chosen gift from one of these 8 people. That'll be in the package. So, secondly, I'd like to thank the committee, John Solberg, Gail Maker. Who else was involved? Oh yeah, Don and Sheridan Vincent. And without their help, this never would have happened. This is, as you mentioned, Dennis, a really big effort. And I really think the results are great, and they're very encouraging. The participation is encouraging. And as Dennis also said, I also agree the quality of the images were great. Our 2 judges spent quite a long time going through which images should be given awards. And a lot of the people who submitted photographs who didn't make the cut still had a very high quality product that they submitted. So John Solberg put together the catalog for the show, and we've asked John to go through the catalog and just show all of the images from the show. After that, someone's got to turn off their sound. I'm trying to find where mute all is.
Everyone's muted, Steve, I believe.
Okay. Okay, now it is good. So after John goes through and shows the book, the catalog, which is for sale, and we'll also, a copy will go to each one of the 8 category winners as part of their prize. I'll come on and show the winners in each category, giving each one a chance if they're on, A, if they're on the call, and B, if they'd like to make a couple of comments, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes about their photograph. Then I will announce the grand prize winner and the 2 runners up. So John, I will unshare my picture so that you can go in and
You need to give me permission to share.
you should have it, shouldn't you?
It says host disabled participant sharing.
Try it now.
Okay. So this is the cover of the catalog, and it includes all of the images that are on display. And they're simply stuck together to make it work. That was the most difficult part of putting the catalog together, actually. Now I'm gonna, I was planning on showing this 2 pages as the book. I don't know if you can get, if you move your list, basically the photos of the individuals to the top of the screen, it should form across the top, making the book available across the screen. So at the beginning we have basically an introduction and a table of contents, a little bio on the 2 judges, and then we begin with the first category here. It's landscapes and seascapes. Each section of the book has a page like this that has a very small image of each of the photographs in that series. We have, on the left is Washed Up by Michael Shoemaker. On the right, The Road Home by Larry Mandelker. Spider Trees by Kimberly Benedetto. And on the right, Deserted House, Atlanta, New York 1, and Lawrence Steinwachs.
Lincoln.
I'm sorry? On the left is Countryside Haze by Maggie Hamill. And on the right, Calm at Sunrise by Mary Kay Tallarico.
Larry, I think you need to mute.
On the left, Big Sur, California by Nick Jospy. And on the right, Sunset at Zion Canyon by Ronald Andrews. The next section is Architecture and Cityscape. On the left, 30 Rock by Brandy Shaw. On the right, Three Pots, by Elena Delay. If I mispronounce the name, please correct me. Here we have two photographs of the Kodak Tower. First, Snowy Kodak by Jason Licalsi. And on the right, Rochester Eclipse over Gotham, Edgar Trung Lee. On the left, an untitled image by David Cohn. And on the right, Urban Architecture by Chris Cummings.
Excuse me, John, can you zoom that, make it bigger on your screen?
Oh, yes. There we are.
That's much better, thank you.
I forgot that what you guys are seeing is exactly what I'm seeing. On the left, Unidentified Object by Riley G. Musso. And on the right, Cleveland Clinic by Don Burkle. And then we move to the next group, Digital Conceptual and Abstract. This includes photographs that are either abstract or they may have been created by placing together multiple photographs. Whoops, too fast. On the left, Moving Forward by Peter Billis. And on the right, And the Giraffe Sailed Over the Moon, nursery rhyme number 5 by Mary Ellen Bertram. On the left, Untitled by David Cohn. And on the right, Apekuni Falls, Ronald Andrews. Here on the left, Ice Bubble Abstract number 3 by Patricia Overmore. And on the right, Closed 6, Rosalind Rose. On the left is Numbers by Maggie Hamill. And on the right, Dandy Bulb, Tom Credo. Then we move to the next section, documentary, journalism and street. On the left, Boy with Gun by Kevin Canfield. And on the right, Chicago Doorway, 1958 by Bob Clemens. On the left, A Song for a Penny, Elena Delay. And on the right, Show Me Your Strength, Kimberly Benedetto. On the left, Andriy Falat of the Ukraine, 1975, by Michael Tome of Studio Michelino. And on the right, Piazza Pigeons by Mark Woodman. On the left, Sheet Music by Robert Pierce. And on the right, Street Musician by Mary Kay Tallarico. Moving to the next section, Portraits and Events in Sports. Contemplation on the left by Nan Burgess Whitman. And on the right, Feels So Good, Mary Ellen Bertram. On the left, Sheep Herder, Jerry Iopa. And on the right, Henry by Elena Delay. On the left, Lulu by Michael Putori. And on the right, Grace of Dance by Stephen Dent. On the left, Finding the Light, Jolana Hollister. And on the right, Nate Sir, Susan C. Larkin. The next section is wildlife. On the left, Catching a Quick Lunch, Regina Mascarella. And Snowy Owl Flight by Colin McCready. On the left, Pensive Green Heron by Karen Arnold. And on the right, Strutting His Stuff, Diane W. Dersch. On the left, Green Iguana by Stephen Dent. And on the right, what did I do? I'm sorry. On the right, In Flight by Michelle Turner. Flying Heron by Tom Credo. And on the right, It Takes Two to Make a Nest by Dick Beery. Moving to the next section, Botanical and Still Life. On the left, Tulipomania number 14 by Amy J. Carpenter. And on the right, Old Man's Beard by David J. Cook. On the left, The Farmer's Table by Cindy El Ghali. And on the right, Buzzing Around, Diane W. Dersch. On the left, Restrained Beauty by Elisa Knataitis. And on the right, Window View by Debbie Nowakowski. On the left, Elevated by Patricia Obermoyer. And on the right, Demolition Site by Laura Knecht. The next set, Travel and Places. On the left, Long Road Home by Christina Roger, I don't know. On the right, Eileen Donan Reflection by Colin McCready. Dreamboat Annie on the left by Dedargan Teska. And on the right, Watkins Glen, The Rain by Edgar Trung Lee. On the left, Sunset at Mile Creek by Jason LeCalci. And on the right, Monk Business by Mark Woodman. Philly Foundation Fund by Megan Krandelmeyer on the left. And finally, Red Boat Greenland by Michelle Turner on the right. So that concludes all of the images that are currently showing at the gallery. Congratulations to all of you. We have a really wonderful show.
Thank you, John. So I'd like all of us to give an necessary, even though if our microphones are muted, let's all just give a round of applause to all 64 pictures. Now, the hard part first was picking the 64 top pictures. The more difficult part was we brought in a professor from RIT, Dan Larkin, and Nick Brownrith from the George Eastman Museum to basically look at each one of these 8 photographs in each category and pick the strongest one there. They didn't come in until the images were framed, finished, and installed, because we all know that when you look at a picture on a monitor, it can look a lot different than after it's been printed and framed. Sometimes it can look worse, but most of the time it looks better. Also, not everybody has their monitors calibrated the same way. And sometimes people are looking at things on their iPhone, which, is like crazy. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is now share my screen. And you should see the thank you here. So now we're going to basically go through and show the winner in each category. It's going to be interesting because as you look at each one of the 8 pictures in each group, you might sort of say, gee, I like that one, or gee, how are they going to choose amongst them? So again, this is what our judges did, and we really appreciate what they've done. And, oh wait, I got to go to this screen. So these are the category finalists for the Photographer's Journey 2022. The first category is architectural cityscapes. And John did a great job in pronouncing names. I'm going to probably do a great job in mispronouncing names, so I do apologize ahead of time. Dan Burkell's Cleveland Clinic is the winner of this category. I'm going to leave the image up for a minute or so, or 30 seconds or so, just to look at it and look at the composition, et cetera, et cetera. The next category is botanical still life.
Dave, excuse me.
What?
Do you want to leave room for comments or people to say?
Oh, I apologize. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Is
Press your
Dan?
spacebar.
Yeah.
Press your spacebar down, folks. You can speak.
Is Dan on the call? Okay, I didn't skip him. All right. Next finalist is in the category of botanical still life. The winner of that is Elisa Knataitis, Restrained Beauty. Is she on the call? She is. Unmute. Okay. The next category, digital conceptual abstract. The category finalist is Ron Andrews with Apicuni Falls. Is Ron on the call? I guess we're being boycotted by all the winners for some reason. Okay, the next category finalist is documentary, journalism, and street. The winner of that is Bob Clemens, Chicago Doorway. And I know Bob is on the call. Bob, would you like to make some comments?
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
This goes way back in the early days of my photographic career. I was working in Chicago at the time for a professional studio. I was a studio assistant. And on my lunch hour, I would go out and walk around looking for interesting pictures. I literally came upon this young lady. I don't think you could have staged this picture any better than it is. It was just one of those being in the right place at the right time. And I was using a 35 millimeter single lens reflex at the time. And there's the picture.
Great.
It's one of my favorites. I've done a lot of different kinds of photography in my time, but photojournalism was always my favorite. And I think this is one of my very favorite pictures from that class.
Okay, thank you for your comments, Bob. Next category is landscape seascape. The winner is Lawrence Steinwachs, Deserted House. Is Lawrence here?
I am.
Good. Want to
Thank
talk
you.
about this briefly?
Yeah, well, first I'd like to thank Image City Gallery and the judges and everybody else involved. I stopped over and talked with Sheridan Vincent for a little while on Tuesday. The first day was up, and I was astounded at how quickly you and everybody else there can put together an exhibit of this magnitude and get everything up on the gallery walls looking so absolutely phenomenal. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. I probably should give credit to Betsy Phillips, who basically stages most of the shows at our gallery and figures out what goes where. And this was a real challenge because there were 8 pictures in each category that had to be grouped together. And they were all over the place as far as color, black and white, subject matter, etc. And I think Betsy did a great job in staging this. So I just don't want her to not get appreciated by us for what she does for effectively every show.
Thank you, Steve. It was difficult.
Okay, the next category is portrait, events, and sports. The winner is Mike Patorti. Lulu, Mike, are you here? Okay. Next category is travel and places. The winner is Jason Lacalci, 6 Mile Creek Winter. Jason, are you on the call? Okay. The next category is wildlife. And the winner is Colin McCready, Snowy Owl in Flight. Colin, are you on the call?
I am.
Would you like to comment on this a bit?
Sure. I appreciate the the honor of even having the photograph selected to be in the exhibition. Just a couple of words on this. This is only the second time I'd ever seen a snowy owl. The first time I saw an owl at about 100 yards, and obviously it was just a dot in the viewfinder. In this case, I went somewhere where I knew that snowy owls frequented. It was towards the end of last year. And when I got there, there were actually 6 owls in the area, one of which was only about 40 or 50 yards away. And I was ecstatic that I could get that close and was getting some pictures of it sitting on a mound. And then this one took off from, I don't know, about 1/4 of a mile away and flew directly towards us. And over my head, passing about maybe 10 or 15 yards away from me. It was just beautiful to see it coming all the way over and then flying past me. And I was lucky enough to get this shot of it. It was just a fantastic experience, with only the second time I'd ever seen a snowy owl.
Thank you. I've often heard that there's a saying, you're either unlucky or skilled. There's no such thing as luck, because as Bob said as well, if you're walking around, you find things and you see things and you photograph them. And in this case, Colin, it's a beautiful shot. And it isn't only luck, it's just being there at the right time and knowing what you're doing and not having your camera in your camera bag or a lens cap on or something like that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so that covers the 8 finalists, and I'd like to congratulate each one of them. The next is the 2 runners-up. And what the judges did is, after they chose the top 8 pictures, 1 in each category, they then went through and picked 2 runners-up and 1 grand prize winner amongst the 8. So the 2 runners-up are not in order. So there isn't a first and second, there are 2 runners-up. The first one is Elisa picture Restrained Beauty. And again, Elisa's not here, so we can't listen to some comments. And the other runner-up is Lauren Steinwachs.
Steve,
Yes.
she sent a note. I think she is here. Her phone was muted.
Oh,
So why don't you give her a call?
You're muted.
Elisa, can you come on, unmute yourself? If you just push the space bar, it might turn your microphone on.
Elisa, you're still muted. Hold the space bar down.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay, sorry about that. That's why I didn't go through earlier. My last name is actually pronounced Knataitis, and thank you guys for selecting the image.
Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about the image or?
No, it was one I captured. I was actually out shopping and found the tulips that weren't even open yet at a local store and bought them because I thought and was hoping they would open up beautifully, and they did. So I took many photos.
Wow. Okay. So then the other runner-up is Lawrence Steinwachs' Deserted House.
I'm actually astounded. Thank you for selecting the image. I will tell you a little bit about this. If you notice, you'll see the outline of a large format film holder. Actually, the negative is not perfectly square. So this was taken with a 4x5 view camera and was fairly early on in my career back in 1984, really just getting to know the world of large format black and white photography early in my career at Kodak. So I was out with a colleague of mine, Vince Brown. He and I were just out south of Naples, searching for interesting images to photograph. And the day was dark, dreary, and we came upon this deserted house. And it just struck me as being just this scene to project loneliness and just very, very moody. So my intention obviously was to capture that sense of space.
Nice job.
Really works well. You know, and it proves that you don't have to travel to exotic places to get great photographs, though a lot of people do that and get great photographs, but there's a lot of opportunity within, you know, a short drive from this area. Okay, and now the grand prize winner, and I wish I had sound effects with a drum roll and everything, but I don't. So the grand prize winner is Bob Clemens's Chicago Doorway, 1958.
Oh, geez.
Bob, any comments you'd like to make in addition?
Well, I'm very shocked and surprised. Thank you so much. I've often wondered where this little girl is today. She would be probably in her 60s, roughly. And it was such a pathetic sight to see her sitting there that day. And I'm so glad I was able to capture that feeling.
Yep.
And thank you so much for giving the picture the recognition. It's been waiting all these years, and there it is. Thank you.
Great, you're welcome. So just a few details. The category winners, your catalog and frame kit and your Neighborhood of the Arts prize will be available at the gallery afternoon tomorrow when we open. The grand prize winner and runners up. Again, you've got a catalog, a frame print, a Neighborhood of the Arts prize, and a check from Image City Gallery. You can pick that up afternoon tomorrow. And the awards from Adobe and Archival Methods will be mailed to you. They have a process where they need to put the actual name on the gift certificate and put it in their computer. So we hopefully will get those out within the week. So again, thank you so much to all of the finalists, as well as everyone who entered and did make the first cut. And the way we exist and have existed for years as a gallery is with folks like you supporting us with entering these events, doing shows at the gallery, and in some cases, buying photographs. Art galleries have a very short lifetime in general, and we're just so thrilled that the gallery has been in the running now for Sheridan, how long?
17 years, going into our 17th year.
17 years, which is like maybe a world record or something for galleries. I don't know, probably not, but anyway. So again, thank you all for being involved, for showing, and we really appreciate everything you've done in putting these pictures together. I can say with reasonably high certainty, we're going to be doing this again next year. We started it 2 years ago and had no idea how successful it was going to be. And each year of the 2 years that we've run it, I think the photographs are even getting better. The enthusiasm is there. And we've had great sponsorship from our sponsors as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, this is being recorded so that we will be sending out a link to a YouTube video that will have this all on it. So have a good evening and hope we'll see you in the gallery. And again, enjoy all the delicious wine and cheese that we served at this reception. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to end the call now. Bye-bye.